Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to a Friday here at home with APS. We are so excited that you are here with us today. We've got some very new and fun things happening today. Every day we do this work, we get a little bit better and a little bit better, and I think you are going to really enjoy today. In our kindergarten hour, we're actually going to be doing some cooking. And then in our second hour at 9 o'clock, we have a very special guest for a virtual field trip. And his name is Wrangler Bob Meyer, and we are going to visit all of his snakes and turtles and tortoises and Gila monsters and all kinds of wonderful things in the 9 o'clock hour. So I hope you'll stay with us and join us for our day today. It is Friday. We've got a weekend ahead. It's been a long and very busy week, but I hope you are well and I hope you're having fun. And get ready for another segment here at Home with APS.
Good morning, students and families. Thank you for joining us again today. We're here for our first grade phonics lesson this morning. And this week we've been working on the magic E sound. We're going to continue practicing that today, and I'm going to show you how you can build some letter tiles to build your own words at home. Let's start by warming up with some of our vowel and consonant sounds. We're going to make a new chart today to write some letters that we can cut up at home. If you're following along with me, you're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, scissors, and if you have it, 2 different colors. Let's start by dividing our paper into 3 sections. The top section is going to be for our vowel sounds. The middle section will be for our digraphs, and the bottom section will be for our consonants. If you remember from earlier this week, I like to write my vowels in red because they're really important letters. You need them in every single word, and vowels can make more than one sound. Ready? A, E, I, O, U. In the next box, we're going to write our digraphs. Remember that digraphs are 2 letters combined together to make a new sound. The digraphs we will practice today all have the letter H in them. Let's start with WH. Next, we'll write CH. Next, TH. And our last digraph is SH. Our last box here is for our consonant sounds. Let's add the letter M. Next, we'll write the letter R. C is next. K. T. L. And S. Great job. Now that we have our letters written down, we can practice making the letter, keyword, and sound. This is very similar to the activity we did earlier this week. Let's start with our vowel sounds, making the short vowel sound. Ready? A, apple, a. E, ed, eh. I, it, eh. O, octopus, ah. U, up, Great job. Now, remember, our vowels can also make a long sound. Let's practice the letter keyword sound for long vowels. Ready? A, faith, A. E, Pete, E. I, pine, I. O, home, O. And last, U, mule, U. Way to go. You've gotten so good at practicing those sounds. Now, below, we've already practiced our digraphs this week. Let's practice some of the letter keyword sounds for our consonants. Ready? M, man, m. R, rat, C, cat, k. K, kite, k. T, top, t. L, lamp, oo. S, snake, s. Way to go. Did you notice two letters that made the same sound? You're right. C and K both make the k sound. Now, today I'm going to show you how you can practice building your own building your own words using these letters. If you were following along with me at home, you would have written your words on a smaller piece of paper. I'm going to cut those letters up today so that we can move them around and make new words. Make sure you ask a grown-up for help if you're going to use a pair of scissors. And always make sure you cut away from your body. So now you can see I have individual letter tiles. I can use these to build words and move them around. Remember, our vowels are written in red to remind us that every single word needs a vowel. Let me show you how you can turn this into a game at home. I wrote my letters on sticky notes so that I can move them around for you. But you can just use your letter tiles that we cut out together. I'm going to build a chart so we can keep track of all of the words that we've built together. I'm going to make a 3-column T-chart. Here I'm going to record the number 3. In the middle, we'll write the number 4. And in the last column, we're going to write the number 5. I want to see how many words we can build. If I make a 3-letter word, I'll write it in this column. 4-letter words will go in the middle, and 5-letter words will go on the end. Can you think about some words that we could build with our letter tiles? Think about a magic E word. I'm thinking about some of our letter keyword sounds, and I think we could build the word kite. Kite has a long I sound in it. Remember, you can tap out the word first to help you hear the sounds. K, I, t, kite. What letters will we need to build the word kite? K, I, T, and of course the letter E. I'm going to build the word first and then write it down. K, I, T, kite. That has 4 letters, so it goes in the middle column. Great job. Let's put those letters back and try another one. This time, can you think of a 3-letter word that we could build? What if we took the E off of kite? What word do we have now? Yes, kit. Again, you might tap out the sounds, but since we already have it here, we can look at our previous work to make a new word. So I'm going to build the word kit. K, I, t, kit. That has 3 letters, so we'll put it in the column with the number 3. Kit. Great job. Can you think of another magic E word that we could build with our letter tiles? I'm thinking about a dessert that I like to eat on my birthday. Can you think about what dessert has a magic E spelling? You got it. Cake. I love cake. Let's tap out that word first. Ready? K, A, K, cake. That's kind of a tricky one because it has 2 of the same sounds. Can you remember from earlier which consonants have the same sounds? You're right, C and K. We'll need both of those letters to build this word. K, C. K, A, A. K. Must be our K sound. Now, I heard a long A sound as I was tapping out my word. That means we'll have a magic E on the end. Now our word reads K, A, K, cake. How many letters are in this word? Yes, 4. So we'll add it to our middle column. A. Great job. Let's try to come up with a word that fits in our 5 column. We want to have 5 letters in our next word. I'm thinking about a word. I know, when you greet somebody, you might shake their hand. Not right now, though. We want to make sure we're just waving at people. But let's think about the word shake. What letters are in the word shake? At the beginning, I hear a digraph sound. Sh. What letters say sh? Yes, S-H. Let's tap out the rest of the word. Sh, A, K, shake. We know it starts with S-H. What was our vowel sound? Yes, it was A. Sh, A, K, K, and ends with our magic E. A, shake. How many letters are in this word? 5. Great job, we did it. I'll add it to our last column. And we'll put our letter tiles back. I wonder if we can think of a rhyming word that goes with shake. A magic E word. Have you ever been to a lake before? Think about the word lake. O-A-K, lake. Let's see if we can build that word. What's the beginning sound in lake? Great, it's the letter L. What comes next in the word lake? O-A. And the last sound? O-A. K. Very good. And we can't forget about our magic E. O-A. Lake. Lake and shake rhyme. They have the same ending sound. This word has 4 tiles, so I'm going to add it to the middle. And we'll spell our word back. L-A-K-E. Let's do one more with 3 letters. Can you think of a word we can make with 3 letters? Oh, I thought of one. Do you have a pet at your house? Maybe a cat? Let's build the word cat. K-A-T. Cat. K-A-T. K-A-T. 3 letters. Great job, students. Now, as you can see, I did not even use all of our letter tiles. That's because I want you to keep practicing at home. How many more words can you build with our letter tiles? Can you make more words with Magic E? I hope so. If you choose to work on this at home, we'd love to see what you're working on. Don't forget, you can send pictures of your work to our email, aps.distancelearning@gmail.com. For the last part of our lesson today, we're going to work on our sight words again. This week, we're working on the words were and are. Let's practice writing those words first today. If you're following along with me at home, you can make your own handwriting paper by drawing 2 straight lines and a dotted line in the middle. Think about the word were. Do you remember which 4 letters are in the word were? I remember that they all start at the dotted line and end at our bottom line here. Let's start by writing the letters. Ready? W, E, R, E. Were. Very good. Now we can skywrite this word, were. Remember, to skywrite, you want to have your arm nice and straight and make big motions with your body. Ready? W, E, R, E. Were. Okay. And let's do our next word, R. Again, I'm going to write 2 straight lines with a dotted line in the middle. Do you remember which 3 letters are in the word R? Great. Let's write it. A, R, E. And then we'll skywrite it. Get your arm nice and straight. Ready? A, R, E. Great job. Can you think of a sentence with the word were? I thought of one. The kids were playing. The kids were playing. Do you see the word were in our sentence? Great job. It's right here. Let's circle that word. Let's think of a sentence with the word are. Are you reading? Are you? This is a question, so I'm going to end my sentence with a question mark. Can you find our sight word are in this sentence? Great. It's at the beginning this time. It looks a little bit different because it has a capital letter, but it's still the same letters. A, R, E. Are. Great job today. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and remember to keep practicing your sight words and building words with your new letter tiles. I'll see you again next week, and Miss Q will be here for your read aloud next.
Good morning, friends, and welcome back for another read aloud. Today I'm going to read a book called Peanut Butter and Cupcake. This story was written and illustrated by Terry Border. It was published by Scholastic. Peanut Butter and Cupcake. This story was written for the best friend, Judy. Who's your best friend? Have you ever written a book for them? That might be something you want to do. Peanut Butter got a ball for his birthday. He was kind of bad at kicking with it on his feet, but he was kind of good at balancing it on his head. Still, it wasn't very much fun playing with a ball all by himself. Today we're going to practice visualizing. What would that look like if a peanut butter on bread put a ball on his head? that look like? Want to play with me? He asked his mom. They had just moved to town, and Peanut Butter didn't have any friends yet. I think you should go outside and find someone to be your new friend, she told him. Peanut Butter liked that idea very much, so off he went. It wasn't long before he saw someone. And I love the pictures of Peanut Butter because he has arms and legs with feet. Hello, I'm new here, and I'd like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, or even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly, and we'll go together like peanut butter and hamburger. I'm sorry, said Hamburger, but I'm busy walking the dogs. Thanks for asking, though. What kind of dogs is Hamburger walking? These aren't regular dogs. These are hot dogs. You're welcome, said Peanut Butter. Maybe next time. And he kept walking. So poor Peanut Butter, still looking for a friend. And you see Hamburger walking some hot dogs. What in the world is going on in this story? Then he saw Cupcake playing by herself. He thought she looked sweet and might be a good friend. Hello, I'm new here and I'd like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, or even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly, and we'll go together like peanut butter and Cupcake. I'm building sprinkle castles, said Cupcake. You can stay and watch, but don't hit my castle with your ball or I'll be mad. Peanut Butter didn't want to make anyone mad. That's okay, Peanut Butter said, and he kept walking. So Cupcake is here in a box full of sprinkles. What does that remind you of? Do you have a box of sprinkles that you play in? Have you ever heard of Peanut Butter and Cupcake going together? Is that something that you've ever seen before? Then Peanut Butter saw Egg rolling down the path. Hello, I'm new here, and I would like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, or even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly, and we will go together like peanut butter and egg? Peanut butter and egg? That's funny. You're cracking me up, Egg laughed. And then he really did crack. Peanut Butter didn't want Egg to laugh anymore, so he kept on walking. Have you ever heard that phrase, cracking me up, when you laugh so hard? You can see that Egg got a real crack from laughing too hard at Peanut Butter's joke. And when Egg went rolling down the road, he was rolling on a bike with one wheel. He wasn't very good at it, so he has some little training wheels down here too to help him balance. What would happen if Egg fell off of his bike? Then he would get a real crack. Peanut Butter found someone jumping. Hello, I'm new here. I would like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, or even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly, and we will go together like peanut butter and meatball. 32, 33, 34. Shh, I'm counting my jumps, said Meatball. 35, 36, 37. I'm trying to set a record. Peanut Butter whispered back, but I have a ball and 38, 39, 40. Shh, said Meatball. Peanut Butter kept walking. Finding a friend was harder than he thought it was going to be. What is Meatball jumping with? What do meatballs go really well together with? Meatballs and spaghetti. Those things go really well together. Maybe not meatballs and peanut butter. Then Peanut Butter saw another someone sitting under a tree and thought it was good because he was ready to sit down too. Even though he was getting tired, he gave it another try. Hello, I'm new here and I'd like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, or even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly, and we will go together like peanut butter and French fries. Not right now, said French fries. I just remembered I'm supposed to help Hamburger with his hot dogs, and I need to go catch up. Oh, what is French fry using? Catch up. That's a pretty good one. Peanut Butter walked up to one more someone who was practicing his ABCs. But before he could open his mouth, Soup picked up a spoon, dug into the bowl, and showed it to Peanut Butter. In the spoon were two letters, an N and an O. What does that spell? No. But I didn't say anything yet, said Peanut Butter. You didn't even have to, said Soup. Oh, said Peanut Butter. Well together? Probably not. Peanut Butter found a bench to sit on. He was almost ready to give up. But as he sat there, so very sad, a new kid walked up. Hello, she said. Peanut Butter took a deep breath. Hello? I'm new here, and I'd like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, or even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly, and we will go together like peanut butter and jelly. That sounds like a perfect match together. Sure, I'll be your friend, said Jelly, but could you teach me how to keep the ball on my head? I'm only good with my feet. Finally, Peanut Butter found well together. Peanut Butter and Jelly, they taught each other what they knew and made each other chuckle deep down in their bellies. It wasn't long before their laughing made the other kids come over. They asked if they could play too. Of course, Peanut Butter and Jelly were happy to let them join in. As his new friends knocked the ball around with their feet and their heads, and in one case, their buns, Peanut Butter chuckled deep down in his belly because they all went together like peanut butter and hamburger and cupcake and egg and meatball and French fry and soup and jelly. This looks like a great group of friends all playing together. But there are definitely some that go better together than others. The end. So this is peanut butter and jelly, and they definitely go well together. Hopefully in this story, you were able to use some and think about how some things go together, some things that don't go together. There was a word in this book that I'm not sure we can understand and know what it means. And the word is chuckle. Have you ever heard that word before in a book? Do you use that word when you're at home talking to your moms and dads? Chuckle. What's another word that means chuckle? It means to laugh, to think that something is funny. And that's when Peanut Butter was chuckling down in his belly. He was laughing because he thought things were really funny. I would love to have a friend that made me chuckle and laugh. Some of the other words that we are going to visualize today. The first word is the word play. In this story, they were playing soccer. In your mind, what's something that you like to play? Think about it. What does it look like when you play? What does it sound like when you play? What does it feel like when you play? Those are some really good ideas. The other thing is to be busy. Lots of the friends that Peanut Butter asked to play with, they were busy doing something. What does it look like when you're busy? What does it feel like when you're busy? What does it sound like when you're busy? Those are all really good ideas to keep in your mind also. Because now we're going to do a writing. We're going to write one sentence using some of those ideas that we just thought about in our head. I'm going to come back here to my paper. And I'm going to think about something that I want to write about something that goes together. Not like peanut butter and meatball, because I don't think those went together very well. But something like peanut butter and jelly, something that goes together really well. And something that I like to play. So let's think for a minute. I think I have my idea. I'm going to draw a picture and write a sentence about something that I like to play. And it goes together. So I'm going to write the word I. I'm going to leave a space for my next word. And I'm going to write my word like. I know we practiced it this week. L-I-K-E. I like. I'm going to leave another space for my next word. 2. My word that we practiced today and we're thinking about is the word play. P-L-A-Y. I like to play. And I'm going to write ball just like peanut butter with a B, A, and 2 L's. I like to play ball. I'm going to add a period to the end of my sentence. And now I have to draw a picture about things that go well together. If I wrote the sentence, I like to play ball, can I draw a picture about something that I like to eat? That wouldn't go well together. So I need to draw a picture about the sentence that I write. Something that I like to play, which is ball. And I like to play basketball. So I'm going to draw a big basketball here on my picture. And I'm going to draw the hoop that it's going to go into, which is really important because you can't just play basketball without a hoop and a net. I think I should be in my picture also because the ball's not going to play by itself. I have to be able to play with it too. So I'm going to draw my head, and my body, I just draw stick people. You're probably a much better artist than I am. I'm going to add some hair and a big smile on my face because I'm laughing and happy because I get to play. I'm also going to draw my friend because my friend has to play with me. It's so much more fun to play basketball with my friend. And I'm sure they laugh and have fun too. So today, I thought about some things that made me laugh. I thought about some things that go really well together. And I visualized what it looks like and sounds like when I play. I wrote my sentence, I like to play ball. Hopefully at home, you can write a sentence about something that you like to do or something that you like to play and draw a picture about it as well. You can use as many colors as you want, or you could even draw it outside with chalk if you wanted to. Remember to keep writing and keep drawing and keep thinking about things that make you chuckle down in your stomach. Hopefully you enjoyed my book today, Peanut Butter and Cupcake, and we'll come back tomorrow for another Read Aloud with us. Have a great day, and thank you for joining At Home with APS.
Welcome back. This is Miss Maggie, and I am here to do a cooking connection with you today based off of the book that Miss Q just read aloud to you. That book was Peanut Butter and Cupcake. It was a wonderful story about friendship that Peanut Butter found with his new friend Jelly and all of the other foods that Peanut Butter met along the way. Many times we often think that peanut butter and jelly are the perfect pair. But did you know that peanut butter can also be friends or partnered with other foods to make delicious, healthy snacks? Today we're going to make a simple snack together with what I like to call quarantine-friendly food. Those are just food that we can find in the grocery stores and tend to keep for a while in our pantries. Students, you may want a grown-up to help you with this recipe. We're going to talk about some of the materials that you're going to need today. You'll need a cutting board. You'll need some wax paper, if you happen to have any. And you'll want a simple knife. It does not have to be sharp at all. This is the part where you might want a grown-up to help you. You will need a teaspoon and a tablespoon. There's a small difference between these two. The tablespoon is a little bit bigger, and it has TBS as the tablespoon. The teaspoon is a little bit smaller and has the letters TSP. That's the teaspoon. And then you will want 2 regular spoons to use for mixing and for sprinkling. And I'll talk to you about what we're going to sprinkle onto our delicious snack today. This snack is called peanut butter pinwheels. It's a yummy snack that I like to make at home with some of the food that I have available in my pantry. One of the things that I'm going to do before I start handling the food is I'm going to wash my hands. Washing hands before you prepare food is very important to help stop the spread of germs. I have some of my materials here to help us with hand washing. This hand washing that we're going to talk about briefly is what is mentioned in the CDC guidelines online. First, I'm going to wet my hands. Then I'm going to put a small bit of soap onto my hand. And for 20 seconds, I am going to rub soap and scrub my hands on the backs, in between my fingers. Don't forget your thumbs. And underneath my nails. This will help me get many of the germs off of my hands. So that way I'm ready to prepare food. If you're having a hard time counting to 20 seconds, 20 seconds can often be when you sing the happy birthday song to yourself from beginning to end twice. While I don't have running water here on my stage, I do have clean water in this bowl. I'm going to wash the soap off of my hands and use a fresh, clean towel to dry my hands thoroughly. For this section here, because I'll be handling food, I'm going to put on some plastic gloves. As you can see, sometimes the gloves are a little bit hard to get on. Perfect. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out a tortilla. And lay it on top of the paper that I have on my board. If you happen to be allergic to flour tortillas, you can also get gluten-free tortillas at the store, or you could even try it with corn tortillas. Another thing that we're going to need is we're going to need 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. I have some peanut butter right here. I'm going to use my tablespoon. Remember, that's the one with TBS. And I'm going to put the tablespoon of peanut butter into this little mixing bowl that I have here. Now I'm going to get another one. As you can notice, I'm hoping that you notice that I'm not using my hands to touch the peanut butter or to touch the inside of the utensils. I always want to be safe when I prepare food. And always make sure that I put my utensils on a clean surface. Now remember, not everybody can have peanut butter, and that's okay. This yummy snack could also be made with almond butter if you are able to have other nuts, or if you can't have any nuts at all, sometimes sunflower seed butter can also be a great substitution. Now I'm going to take out my teaspoon. The teaspoon is going to be used for the honey. I'm going to take my honey and I'm going to put it into the teaspoon. As you can see, I'm being very careful with my measurements. This is because I want to control the portion size that I'm using for the peanut butter and the honey, because too much of a good thing is not always good for our health. Using one of our clean spoons, we're now going to mix the honey and the peanut butter together. Just like this. I'm going to put my spoon back on the clean surface. Now I'm ready to spread the peanut butter and the honey onto my tortilla. Using the knife, I'm going to spread very carefully and slowly the peanut butter and honey onto the tortilla. This looks so yummy already. There we go. After I have spread the peanut butter onto the tortilla, I can add other yummy, delicious partners onto the tortilla to partner it with the peanut butter for a yummy snack. You could do this with dried fruit, like raisins, or even something like a dried apricot. I love dried apricots and peanut butter. You could also try it with granola or some dried cereal. I'm going to open up this bag of dried cereal that I have and use my other spoon to get some of the cereal and sprinkle it on top of my tortilla. I'm trying to be very careful about not touching the food with my bare hands. So I'm using the spoon to sprinkle the cereal onto the tortilla. On the very last step, what we're going to do is we're going to roll up the tortilla. So I'm going to use the wax paper to help me. I do have to touch it a little, but I am wearing gloves, so I'm helping be safe with food preparation through that. After I roll up the tortilla, I can use my knife and I can gently cut into bite-sized pieces that I could then have for a snack. See? Now we have a delicious, healthy, yummy snack that we could have at any point. I hope you enjoyed having a little bit of cooking time with us today. We read a wonderful story called Peanut Butter and Cupcake. We made a delicious, healthy snack, and we practiced making our words together. This is Miss Maggie. We thank you for joining us today for At Home with APS. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again soon.